Good morning, everyone. Everyone breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'm not going to use this today. I don't feel like I need it. I'm breaking a routine. I'm listening to, this just came on, 222 frequencies. I'm going to turn it on anyways for everyone. Hope everyone slept well. I slept great. I wanted to say something really quick about my foot tutorial. I'm going to tag it on there too. I slipped down the steps yesterday. I didn't hurt myself. But because I put the plastic bag, I put the pad, the plastic bag, and then the sock over it. So make sure you put some shoes on after that. Yeah. I don't want anybody to get hurt. So let's dive into it. Coffee today, hibiscus, cinnamon, clove. I had some leftover tea bags that I just boiled in there, and then I put my coffee in there. I think my coffee, yeah, it's Lavazza. No cream. A little bit of honey. And if you run out of a container before you recycle it, make sure you wash it out, especially if it's honey. There's a couple little flavors in there. And it doesn't make you cheap or broke. That means you're utilizing what you have. So let's get into it. Hey, how about there? All right, so I pay attention to the outside a lot, and I had seen a squirrel, and so what was funny about this squirrel was it came into my yard, and I like to throw like apples and like, not all my apples, but just like if something tells me to do it, I'll do it, or if somebody says throw 3 strawberries outside, I throw 3 strawberries outside, whatever my internal's telling me to do. And that can go along with donating or whatever you feel moved to do. If you ignore it and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna give them $500. No, they 25 days, 25 months, 25 years ago, they were a junkie. Like, right there, you thinking that's witch like mentality. Quite literally. Because you can't take it with you anyways. Okay? People are going to do what they're going to do anyways, irregardless. You can't push somebody in a hole and try to pin them down because you think that's what's best for them, because they're going to have to live their life path either way it goes. Just, that's food for thought. So the acorn, right? And stop giving people your leftovers. Like, in order to get the best, you got to give the best. You know what I'm saying? Unless that's what you have for right now. If you have 2 pair of two pair of black worn shoes, then you gift the other pair out, unless your internal is moving you and you're like, oh no, this person, deserves the best, so let me give them the best. And that's usually what we do with our children. So the acorn. So he came into my yard and the tree was chopped down. We don't have any trees in our yard because they were chopped down. Don't chop your trees down. That's devastating. That's how you keep all your good energy with all your good animals around you. They come protect you. They come and dwell in in the abundance of your life, with your stuff, with your trees, and whatever's been given to you. So it had stored a nut somewhere, like the snow had melted outside. It stored a nut, but the funny thing is that out of all the yards, everywhere it could go, it stored the nut there, and it knew exactly where it was going. And it picked up the nut, it put it in its mouth, and it ran away, and it went to another tree with its family. So, just food for thought. Disciples. Okay. So, this is an understanding that I got from the picture that I had seen. So, from the B to the E, it talks about disciples and how they had their disciples. But we also live in that same context with our friends, right? Our witnesses, our people that we trust, the people that we love, the people that we care about, There's always going to be evil mentality that wants what you want, but that's something that we can't see, but that's a test with your discernment, right? It could be your own mother, it could be your worst enemy. You never know, and there could be a reason behind it that they're going to throw a rock and they're going to hide. And that's not how we do on the Enlightenment show. We confront. We're not scared because we know we have a SWAT team of whatever toaster ovens behind us that are going to be there for us, whatever you believe in. Okay, fear not. Like, you should never fear for anything. I was scared about talking about something on here, and I was shown a past life where I was burned at the stake. Like, no, and what the message of that was for me was, you've already been. You should never fear. Okay, there is no fear for your truth. And I'm gonna get to the truth thing in a second. People had to go through the friends, the disciples, the homies, the cliques, the whatever, in order to get to the source of it, which is you, right? Or what it says in the B to the E, the 7 books on that one situation. Those were people that were trusted because those were the friends, those were the people that were appointed to tell that story or to be close to that person or that person trusted, saw energy. So in order to get to me, let's say somebody wants to give me a gift. Let's say somebody wants to get to know who I am or utilize my services or this, that, or whatever. They're going to have to go through the grapevine in order to get to someone, right? It's a chain of command. So it goes the president, the owner, the president, the CEO, however it goes. So it's the same with your life. There's a chain of command to everything, and you can compare it to so many different things in life, like, oh, my dad used to do this to me or used to treat me like this. But the thing is that whatever's done in the light, done in the dark, is going to come to the light, and there's always a witness to everything. Okay, everything that needs to be done, everything that's done to someone, there's always a witness to it. So it'll always come to the light. Nobody can control nobody else's mind or no one else's karma. This is why we don't pay people back with karma. We pay people back with respect and know that there's a bigger force out there that's going to handle that ASS. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's in trouble. It's got to be paid back. Period. So, yeah. I need to get a hold of my uncle's wife, Lynette. I think she's a notary. I need a notary. Someone who knows how to notarize. I'm gonna send my divorce papers tomorrow. I have it all lined up, ready to go. I got my letter to send. I got my taxes. I got my divorce papers there. I'm doing all that tomorrow. It's all going in the mail tomorrow. Okay. So I want you guys to picture something. Okay. Release your mind from whatever I just said and open your mind up to a scenario. Okay. I want you to picture that you're going to picture it towards life. Okay. So you're going to think about it as you're starting, and this is the proper manifestation tool. You know how you went to Six Flags? All the steps that were in between getting up to that ride are how you manifest it. Okay. That's how you manifest. You picture the door handle. You picture the key. You picture the money that you're going to spend. You go do the research. You find out. You do this. You do that. You do that. You do. All those steps that got up to you getting onto that ride. You wait in line. You talk to the people. You have a conversation. Those are manifestation tools. It seems hard, but it's very, very simple. And a lot of people don't get to that point because number one, their vibration's not high enough. They haven't put in the work. Number two, they don't visualize the steps because it's pre-planning. We can compare it to pre-planning. Before the steps happen, you have to visualize it, right? Before you do a project or a presentation, well, I let my higher self guide me through these. I don't even pre-plan these. These topics come at me. I wake up out of sleep with topics. Yeah. So, okay, you're going to Six Flags, right? and the news. Stop watching the news, anyways. But the news is telling you, and the reason why you stop watching the news is because it's fear-based. It's fear-based. That's how they control us, is through fear, and it's ridiculous. Half the stuff that they're telling us is not even happening. If I can't see it and it doesn't affect me, then I don't even want to know about it. Okay. You can jump down that rabbit hole if you want. We're all religions, all genders. We're the plus size one, we're the skinny one too, if you're just joining us. Okay, we go to Six Flags. They had an ad on it. They said that July 4th was the best day to go. So everyone's going to go July 4th, right? To get their pictures, to get their moment in there, because that's what makes them feel relevant. Or if you think about it like being on a cruise ship. They drop a cruise and they say, oh, this cruise is a solstice, full moon, $20,000 cruise around Madagascar, right? Nobody's ever been there, so everybody's going to want to go. There's a hype to it, right? Of course, the people that have the money to do it are going to go. Well, you know when I'm going to go? I'm going to go on the cheapest day where I'm going to go and I don't care if the weather's good, because if the weather's bad, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to learn, I'm going to read, I'm going to go there, I'm going to enjoy it a different way. But they're two different experiences, you know? And I'd rather be around my people anyways. And when I say my people, I mean my people that came up from nothing. You know, I've dealt with people that are privileged and everything like that, and it's just not a society that I fit into. I mean, I can, because I've been a slave, you know, working as a waiter or a bartender or a manager to people that are of that caliber of life. But that's not fun to me. Like, that's not fun to me. Like, if you look at African American culture, they have their things. You know, Italian culture, they have their things. This culture, they have their things. And a lot of those things were created in moments without some of the cultural, like, big culture things, you know? Like, I don't know. Appreciate your heritage. Moving on, Six Flags. I was onto something, but you guys can finish it in your minds. Okay, so you have two lines, right? We're at Six Flags. We just parked up. We pulled up. We parked. You got to manifest the whole thing. You got to picture the whole experience. You drove up. You parked. We're there. You're getting the coolers together because we don't have enough money. We're trying to save some money, right? Or you got your bags, or you got enough money and you're walking in. You got VIP parking. Whatever you got. Okay? Picture it, because think it, feel it, mean it, say it. It'll happen. Okay? I've done it both ways. So you go in. Go through the ticket line, you give your ticket, you go in. Now there's two. You get there right in the beginning of the day, right? Right in the beginning of the day. You're like, do I go wait in this line for 5 hours? Or do I go ride the water ride on a cold day because there's nobody in that line? Or the wooden ride that everybody gets a headache from? Or do I go ride the top thrill, upside down, cartwheel, tummy tuck ride? You know what I mean? Or do I go ride the one that's going to make me wet all day? That nobody's going to be waiting in line, right? Okay. We say, you know what, family? Split up. Meet it here at 6 o'clock because nobody can decide. No? Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to go because we don't really want to wait in line and you know, whatever. We're going to go to the water one first. Now, on the water one, when you get there, you realize, right, that you have a chance. Okay? You got to sit in a circle like this, and you have a chance to, there's an opportunity to get really, really wet, right? And you're like, well, I have pictures. I don't really want to get wet like that. I don't really want to, you know. I don't want to shave. I don't want to, but there's an option. And this applies to life too. We're all given choices. Now, when you sit in that circle, you don't know which number. It's numbered 1 to 6. You don't know which one of those is going to get wet. But it's a gamble, right? And you're like, oh, chance, I know my luck. I know I'm going to get drenched, right? Okay. Now it starts raining. You know, if you sit in that seat yourself, you know you're going to get chafed. And you know, right, you don't want to be wet on that ride for the rest of the time. Okay? So which choice do I make? Do I go wait in line with everyone else, right? Or do I go ride the ride that's wet? That I'm going to get wet and chafe all day. Okay? Do I wait in line for the Kim Kardashian experience? Do I wait in line for the Michael Jackson experience, or do I wait in line for the poverty experience? Okay. When somebody has to make that choice, think about it like this. Those were choices that your energy decided to make. And some people are willing to make those chances because the payoff is higher. Okay? Frankenstein. Something just popped on my thing that said Frankenstein. Anyways, but that's what life is about. Picture yourself like, if you picture what you pictured in your life to be, it's the same type of experience. We either go and wait in line and do it, the way that they tell us to do it, okay? Or, why are they trying to distract me from my point? Let me turn this off. Or we go and we take the gamble in life. You know what I'm saying? And the water ride it signifies doing drugs, doing this, doing that, the things that we're told not to do. The other ride is what we're being told to do, right? Okay. So which ride are you going to take? Which ride are you going to take in life? Are you going to follow your movement and go wait in that line for the better life? Or are you going to take the easy way out and ride the ride that you have the opportunity to get wet, chafe, which are, it's obvious, you know what I'm saying? That's why you should listen to your elders, because it's obvious what ride we should go. We should go to the educational and learn and be with people and do the right thing, not go sit in the ride and spin the wheel and decide whether we're going to chafe all day, and then have the power for someone to say, I told you so. And most of the time, the answers are from within. A lot of people are out here and like on social media, they'll ask a bunch of questions like, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? Babe, we're in the age of AI. Go ask AI. I would prefer not to even give people my energy to ask questions like that unless it's from an educational standpoint. Quite literally. And if you don't think that's the right answer, then you go to the bishop of the council of the crescent of the blue moon and you go and ask him if that's what you're comfortable with. But there's more than what we're believing. There is. There's more believability out here, and it's all coming to the light. 10 years ago, we didn't believe in aliens. It was impossible. It was never a thing. We were alone in this world. Well, guess what? Star Trek is real. Allegedly. I'm not sure about that, but allegedly. There's more out here than us because they dropped it. It was a brand new hit. Okay. Most of us are chosen, and when we're chosen, we choose the hardest path. All right, the ones that are chosen. And the reason why is because we're here to collectively heal, okay, something that's been broke for a long time. Something that higher forces, higher powers out here can see that are going to do nothing but lead to destruction and keep destructing. So when someone says they're, because everybody, okay, not everybody's chosen, right? And I'm not saying, I'm not claiming to be anything more than what I am. My actions will speak for themselves. And no, nothing told me that I was chosen. Nothing told me nothing like that. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie about that. But I'm going to say this. I choose to walk a path that is good. is what I know to be good. That's the best version of myself. Because I've never been baptized. And quite frankly, now it makes sense why I wasn't. But, yeah. I hope you guys have a great day. On Sundays, I don't listen to any music. I sit with my spirituality, and I'm actually going to walk up to a new church today that's at the corner that I always hear the bells to. So I'm just going to go there. I'm going like this. I'm not going there to be cute. I'm not going there to congregate. I'm going there just to hear the word and what they have to say today. And that's all. With that, I pass